Jay, bro, nice to meet you, and thanks for coming on to the live with me into our community. Nice to have you, man.
Yeah, man, what's going on, dude? I feel very South African right now because last night I watched Blood Diamond again. Leonardo
Oh, what?
DiCaprio.
That's a great,
Bro.
that's a great
Hey,
one.
bro. Hey, bro. It does. I would never lie to you, bro.
You know what? The thing is it's quite funny you bring it up because, and to a South African as well, because only over the last 10 years or so has our
Right.
10 years has our culture been sort of appropriated into Hollywood. And
Right.
from time to time, it happens on a big field like Wakanda Forever, and not Wakanda Forever, the original movie, and the Nelson Mandela movies, and all those things. And we are very, very critical of the accents because our accent is a really tough one to get right, dude.
Did he nail it? Did he nail it?
He properly nailed it, I must say. Like
Yeah.
from a perspective of a white South African Afrikaner farmer, man, he nailed it. So.
Yeah. Dude, he's great.
Yeah, and that's why like a lot of us have trouble watching the sort of Black Panther. I struggled through it because
Right.
watching a South African accent acting in a Hollywood film with delivered like it's so cringy. So
Oh, dude, that's why he's the best, dude. That's why he's on the 20 mil a movie, man. That's how it is,
the boss. But yeah, dude, listen, really, man. And I mean, obviously, this by way of introduction, Jay, obviously you're an Aussie living in Miami, you said, yeah?
Yes, sir. I got the Miami Rays here on a Friday,
Yeah, I got you. Well, listen, thank you so much for joining me on the chat. As for those who catch this on the live or on the repeat in the community, you guys know we go live from time to time with sort of very successful industry experts who can add some value to our day-to-day lives of running a digital agency. That's what we're about. We're about helping digital agencies run better businesses. And we've had a lot of successful people on. Jay, you are without a doubt one of the top guys we've had on in terms of what you've accomplished. And I've obviously checked out your Instagram. I really do encourage you guys to go check out Jay's Instagram. We'll shoot it down into the comments down below, JJ Live. But Jay, give us a little intro into you, what you do. I know you're a digital PR agency, but give us a little 1 minute run through, and then we'd love to hear some tips that you've got for agencies on what you do best and how you can help them.
Yeah, man. Well, thanks for having me, man. It's always great to share and give some wisdom and give some perspective on, what we do here at Ace of Spades. So, man, you're born in Australia. I started my career as a magician. That's right. I'm not a musician, a magician. So my whole life, 15 years, traveled around the world, doing card tricks, doing coin tricks, getting girls' phone numbers and stealing their watches. that was the gig, But throughout that journey, I struggled a lot. I struggled so much in the entertainment business because I didn't understand the principles of how to leverage PR, leverage promotion. I didn't understand what the most important things were when you're trying to sell you.
Yeah.
I had a business. I was selling entertainment. I was the product. But at the end of the day, I didn't know, and I was spending the wrong time on the wrong things for so many years, right? I was spending the time on working on my craft, right? Like working on the landing page for some people, right? Working on the copy, working on the website, but I was broke. Unhappy, and I was you question yourself. You're like, is this meant for me? And then you start blaming other people and other things, and you're seeing someone you don't like. You're like, how did he make it? How did she run the agency? She's not even funny, or they're not even that good. And it was because I didn't understand these core principles of what I do today in this PR firm. So it's, our job now today, I left Magic, I got into speaking, and then I ran the PR firm helping people and companies package, position, and publicize what they do to the world. And because if people don't know what you do, and if they don't know you're the go-to, and then they can't find you, you're a ghost.
Yeah.
So many people listening to this right now know they're good, know they can close the deal, are probably better than most people that get the bookings and the clients. But the problem is the clients don't find them.
Yeah.
They're using the first person they see because they have the pain problem. Yeah. So how do we help agency owners and clients and companies package them, position them, and publicize them to the world? And that's what we do today with a PR firm.
Gotcha. That's awesome. And I guess what you're saying actually there is that let's call it a poison in our world today, where it's search algorithm, it's highest ranking, and it's not always the best person who's ranking the highest. It's the person who's spending the most, or it's the person who's and then often people do go with that person, and they let down or disappointed, because the reason they're with that person is because that person was putting the most into their marketing budget, not because they're the best web designer or the best SEO guy or PPC guy, that kind of thing. So, and I guess also what's really interesting there, what you've just said as well about your journey, it's a mindset thing. You had to switch your mindset a little bit and realize, hey man, I'm going at this all wrong. I'm putting my focus into the wrong position. And I think that's what you're getting at as well about those top agencies. How is this person outdoing me, but they're not better than me at it? They're just outdoing me. Well, their focus is completely different. Their mindset is completely different. And they made that realization early on, which is so important as an agency owner.
And you got to lose the ego. I think the hardest thing for me, and I think this is why my story is so, it comes from the heart, because I was in a business of show business, right? If not the hardest business in the world to like make it, make a living and make it. And show business is driven on one thing, like likability, validation, acceptance, like really about likability. So all you want to do is be liked. That's why we sort of get into this business. But the problem is I didn't understand the core principles of why people buy, why people make decisions, how people buy. Because I was an entertainer, man. I that's not what I signed up for.
Yeah, exactly. And it's quite funny, because I think in that stage of your life, it sounds like you were an entertainer because you were great at it and you loved it and you enjoyed it. You were passionate about it. And that's quite akin to a lot of digital agencies. They're passionate about web design. They're passionate about SEO, PPC, and that's what they're good at. But they forget that that's not what people are buying from them. Clients, optometrists, physios, nursery schools don't come to them and say, hey, I want you to rank me higher on Google because I want to rank higher on Google and you're the best Google. But it's not what they're buying. They're buying business. They're buying a better experience for themselves. And that's what makes them make that decision is their own internal, they internalize them. They're buying a solution to their internal problem, not to their external reality kind of thing. And I think that actually ties in quite nicely to, I guess, what you're sort of, based on what I see from what you've done and I understand what we discussed, we're going to talk about is personal branding. Because I think that's where you've been so successful, is understanding where is my personal brand and how do I make that shift. So what 3 tips do you have for a digital agency owner who watches this, like quick, easy wins that they can put into their digital agency today and say, hey, thanks, Jay, I'm going to implement 1, 2, and 3 from a personal branding perspective for my agency, but potentially also, man, that really worked well for my agency. Let me go and train my clients on that. Let me get them to start helping me in my marketing efforts by changing their personal brand and making some changes to their personal brand.
First one is you have to understand people are not buying the product, they're buying you.
Beautiful.
Remember that.
Spot on.
But Jay, people are buying SEO. Man. But let me like give you the Hollywood answer to a lot of. Let me give you the Hollywood truth, right? When I lived in Hollywood, right? I'm gonna tell you stuff, and it's gonna be painful, but it's the truth. And a lot of people don't want to hear it. Here's the truth: most agencies are not that unique. You don't do anything really that different, man. But Jay, we really look after our customers. Shut up. You're an SEO agency. Like you do SEO. Oh, you have a good keyword analysis. Great. Dude, no, it's not that important, right? Like really in the scheme of things, you are doing what most people do. The same thing for me. We get people on TV, we get people in the media, man. Like it's really not that unique, dude. Come on. But how we become unique is I'm selling us behind it. We are selling us. So as a founder for a tangible win right now, when was the last time you just got the camera and said, yo, this is my story. This is who I am. This is what I do. On my agency, my website, it's funny when I have calls with people and I forget that I have it. People are like, yeah, what's your story? It's like 2.5 minutes. So people who don't know me, they watch my story and they go, I like that you're a magician. I like that you struggled. People buy into my story. They buy into who you are. Even if you have a brand, they want to buy the founder. People don't buy into a lot of times when people are pitching a product, they're buying the personally. If someone's raising money, that's could be cool. Who's the guy running it? Because I'm buying into him. Because if shit goes down, if something happens, it's him we're going to. So first win is Yeah, first win, man, is like create the video, create some kind of context of like who we are, right? Second win today is don't sell just you, sell your clients' results by creating videos.
Gotcha. Yeah.
On my agency, we have a wall of videos. Video, client testimonial. Have so many that people like, damn, these guys must know what they're doing.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. It's so funny because we actually do it's so funny you bring that up in particular is we do I do a little series in the community called Bitch Agency, Boss Agency. And it's basically just sharing win and war stories. You know, I speak to a lot of digital agencies throughout the week, just hearing their stories. Hey man, I'm struggling with this. What do you think I should do? And hey man, I've got this problem. And hey man, I had this win. And you know, there's quite a big difference between a boss agency and a bitch agency. And one of the things that I had a good conversation with an agency yesterday that I want to do a bitch agency on next week is exactly what you just said about testimonials. There's so many digital agencies that I speak to. I go to their website and I take a look at their website, and their website is just so ill put together for marketing. These are digital agencies that are in the role of selling and creating leads for other clients. You go to their website and their website is just missing the point from a selling perspective, in particular testimonials. It's the one thing that so few agencies have on their website homepage. And it's such an easy way to gain social proof and to gain a person's trust, to say, man, if this many agencies trust this guy, if this many clients trust this guy, I should trust them too. It really does push a person over the edge and puts them over the line from a sales perspective.
Dude, anytime I work with a client, I know a lot of the work that we do with PR is more of the consulting. I don't have to, but I know if I don't, getting into Forbes or television won't be enough for the client. They'll pay for it. They'll like it. Yeah, we got it. But tangibly, it won't drive anything, right? So I have to show them how to leverage the media and how to use these core characteristics of testimonials to fuel it together. Gotcha. Then it's like rocket power, right? Yeah. You're in Forbes with like 50 testimonials. Oh my gosh, I got to work with these people. Yeah. And you're right, man. I don't understand why people don't go back to the core principles of like, get other people saying great things about you. Gone are the days like testimonials, written testimonials are not strong. People know you can lie. And what you're saying there also, it's quite interesting because I think you approach things from a very much a PR perspective, and there is a whole integrated strategy around PR, just like there's an integrated strategy around digital marketing where you have a PR campaign that feeds off a Google Ads campaign and great landing pages with good calls to action and fantastic sales driven copy. They all integrate to each other, and they come into a cohesive process that results in an outcome of greater leads or better leads or more conversions, etc. Right. PR is exactly the same way. Like you say, you can go out and you can get an interview put onto a major news channel. You can go and easily get a big article in the newspaper, but is it actually going to drive a result if it's not put together from a PR perspective cohesively with the other elements from a PR perspective? You're not going to get the result for your clients that you want to get for your client. So that's quite a big one as well. And I guess that's one of your key things that you do from a PR perspective. Digital PR is you understand that whole journey that somebody needs to go through from an agency perspective. Yeah, it's digital reputation, man. Yeah. You know, like people want to be like, hey, we need this. I'm like, let me look at what we have already. Yeah. You know, and it's like most of the time, most people have not updated their website. And they know it, right? You ever get on a call with someone, they're like, dude, I haven't checked out my website. They know
all the time.
Dude, number two, if I Google your company, they probably have terrible reviews. Mm-hmm. The first thing we do is we literally, my holistic approach is simple. I Google you, and what I do it on a phone call with you.
Yeah,
it's the easiest close.
Yeah,
right? I'm like, get your CEO on, and the person makes a decision. I don't care about anyone else because that's the people who make. And what we do is we put it on the big screen in the office. Yeah, and I'm like, Google you, and I'm like, let me see the last review, and it's like 14 months ago, like great company. I'm like, who wrote that? She's like, his wife wrote that. So like they like, we've never seen this. I'm like, these are the most simplest things to fix.
Yeah, low hanging fruits. Yeah,
right. And everyone's now worried about changing the copy on the landing page they're running $5,000 a month ads to.
Yeah.
I'm like, guys, no wonder why no one's buying is because what do most people do? They're like, hang on a second, before I buy, I'm going to Google and do my own research, right? That's what everybody does. They go on the Google page. You have a terrible website with no kind of connection. Oh, they look good. But I'm not sure. I don't know who the people are. Then they look at the reviews. There's 4 reviews.
Yeah.
I don't know. And that doubt, that uncertainty brings people back, and they will go. This is what they do. They will go to the safe bet. You know what? I don't really like working with this other company, but at least I know who they are, and they're good enough.
Yeah. They're good enough. Good enough. Yeah.
It's the same thing. We go to a restaurant with our girls or our wives, husbands, whatever, sons, whatever. It's like, do I try this new restaurant? There's 4 people in the restaurant. You know what? Let's just go to the same place.
At
least the chicken parmesan is good.
Yeah.
Like people are scared to jump into new. So don't make it hard for people to work with agency owners.
Yeah. Totally.
Bro, agency owners, we are such a great people. I run an agency. You run an agency. We do great things for great clients. We have so much power behind us. We know, but the problem is you're losing out because you're making it hard for people to work with you.
Yeah. Right? Yeah. And that exercise and what you said about going straight and bringing the CEO into the room and bringing the decision makers into the room, the guys who are not responsible for marketing. Bring those guys into the room. Yeah, exactly. You bring them into the room and you do that simple Google search. I've done it before as well. And it's like, you guys, this is what your clients or your potential clients are seeing of you. It's again, you know what you're actually doing in that moment is you're internalizing to them what their actual problem is. You're making them realize this is your problem, guys. And as you say, that low-hanging fruit is so easy to take care of for a digital agency, but it's so important because, as you say, we like to think about the really deep down landing page copy or ad copy, but we forget that actually just getting a few good reviews on our Google My Business page or getting a great testimonial on our website can make all the difference, way more difference from a trust perspective. And that can get you out of that perspective that, for me, that bitch agency mentality of, so let's stay there. It's a good place to be. It's quite safe over here. No, that's a bitch agency attitude. Go out there and take the risk and say, hey man, I want to be better than what I can be. That's what the pitch kind of from a sales perspective needs to be to these clients is, dude, I know that these guys are okay and they're getting the job done, but are they getting the best job that you want done? Are they knocking it out of the park? Are they killing it? If the answer is no, then make a decision as a business owner.
I think ego is a bad thing for agency owners too. I'm fortunate that we're a newer agency, and we also I don't come from the agency world. I come from show business where people are judging me every second. So I'm okay to get feedback. I've been burnt for 10 years. Like not burnt, but like I've been hit down with bad comments. Like I have 57 million views on YouTube. I built a career on YouTube. I got hate comments every day. I can take the heat. Most agency owners can't take the heat. Most agency owners have never been told your sales process is shit. Your proposal is bad. How long have you been running this gig for? Right? And it's not a bad thing. It's like when people give you feedback, I may be harsh than others. That doesn't value who you are as a person.
Totally.
You've done something right than most people. You've been in business for 15 years. Congratulations. Most people don't last 2 years. But maybe you've made 2.3, 2.6, 1.4, 10.2, but for the last 3 years, that's not good. Why? Right, what's going on? Let's look internally. But you don't want to open up. And you don't want to say I'm wrong. Totally.
And it is. It's not just weak. It's not just a digital agency thing. It's a human being thing. Weak.
100%.
Weak people are those that get feedback, good or bad, and take it personally and don't improve from it. Strong people, the ones who are the killers, the ones who are the lions out there getting the prey, are the ones who take the bad feedback and say, thank you. That is fantastic. You shit all over me today. And I know what I need to do to improve it. I can go out and get better. And those are the ones who go out and kill it. And I guess listen, from a personal branding perspective, I think you and me, we are a little bit crass and we are a little bit to the bone. As you say, sometimes the feedback's not always good, but we want people to do better. We want agency owners to be killing it.
We care. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Like I think there's a finesse. I think there's a way to finesse and bring it up, but I'm also not going to give you the Disneyland experience through life, because that's not real life, the fairy tale. Like, dude, this is where we're at,
Totally.
And you have to be very straight up, and you have to allow people to realize some people don't want to change, man. You know, my mom's a homeopath and she helps people lose a lot of weight. And I remember in Australia, her clinic, she had a lady that was so big, like so fat, like to a point where you're like, how, when you see people, you're like, how do they live like that? And I remember saying to my mom, I said, let me ask you, Mom, why are people that way? And my mom said something to me. She said, people haven't hit rock bottom that bad for them to change.
Yeah.
And it's like, wow, whether it's an obesity thing, whether it's a business thing, whether it's like a relationship thing, it's like, geez, dude, it's sad that some people just don't want to change, man. They don't.
Yeah. Well, comfort, man. And that rock bottom is a hard place to pick yourself up above. But the winners pick themselves up. They say, hey man, I'm at rock bottom. The losers sit around and go, well, I'm rock bottom, it can't get any worse. And then it gets worse. They think it can't get any worse, but it gets worse. And
then you start attracting those people in life. Dude,
exactly.
You attract other complainers to make you feel good. And then it's like, who's the better complainer?
Yeah.
I've seen it in every different industry. Doesn't
matter
what I play.
And it doesn't help social media as well. I have a big rant. I'm a part of the Arte syndicate as well, presenting whatever.
Yeah.
Big attitude, a big narrative in that community is the victimhood mentality that's persistent on social media, where exactly that, you're at rock bottom. So you gather people around you who are either lower than you or on the same level as you. And they help you normalize being a victim. And they're like, yeah, cool. We're all on rock bottom. Life's a bitch. I hate it. You need to surround yourself by people who are better than you, that are hungrier than you, that are pulling you upwards and saying, no, dude, get up off the floor. Let's go. We're going to move it up. And that's a really, this started out as a digital agency support thing from a personal branding perspective. It's turned into a little bit of a motivational thing for the two of us. But what a good chat.
Bro, guess what's going to last longer?
Yeah.
The agency or the core that believes in yourself. Because guess what? We all know in the last 2 years that shit can happen.
Yeah.
Like, I think now we've all realized that anything can happen of what's happened since COVID. Yeah. Like, anything you can say that would never happen. Really? Did we think the whole world was going to freeze for a year?
Yeah.
No. So then we all realize now anything can happen. What happens if something happens in the marketplace that Facebook ads you can't do it anymore?
Yeah.
SEO, we don't need SEO anymore. Are you going to be ready for the change? Are you going to be ready for like something to happen? So, get the tangible wins from the testimonials and the selling the video, and like go out and go and improve your sales process or whatever you think is the missing piece. But like the core stuff, that stuff that's like,
that's human being. That's human nature. That's you changing your nature. You're making yourself a better human. Dude. Listen, this has been unbelievable. I'd love to do a longer one with you at some stage. As I say, we try to keep these short, bite-sized so people can digest it quite quickly, leave it in the community. But 100%, I'm going to definitely have a conversation with you about doing maybe a full webinar where we can dive into maybe some real practical and tangible things that we can do with for agencies from a personal branding perspective.
We could help them like on a webinar dial in of like, hey, where their agency's at. Here are the things that they should be focusing and changing now, and then how they should leverage press and exposure and authority so they get all the work.
Amazing. Dude, thank you so much for taking the time. Really appreciate it, eh?
Yeah, of course, bro. I'm gonna do my Afrikaans accent for the rest of the day, bro. I'm gonna do that. Blood Diamond was so good last night. I was sitting here, right? I'm normally in the office, but I had to do some stuff this morning, and I was sitting here last night. I was like, I'm going through Netflix, and I'm like, shit, man, what? You go through Netflix, and I saw Blood Diamond. I went, bam, and I sat. I watched it.
You've made me realize I need to put it on my watches. I'm definitely catching that this weekend.
Yeah.
And you need a reminder from time to time about those kind of great movies that you need to rewatch. So
yeah.
For that.
Exactly.
Another one actually also from Alveo was I want to watch. I haven't watched it. Is The Revenant. Which is also a big one.
With Leo. Yeah.
Yeah. So I must get into that. But dude, thank you so much again. I really appreciate it, eh?
Yeah, definitely. Thanks, man.